King Charles may be gearing up to be crowned in one of the most historic events that will be watched all across the globe, but to his 5 grandchildren, the monarch is simply Grandad. Charles is the proud grandfather of 5 young grandchildren: Prince George, 9, Princess Charlotte, 7, Prince Louis, 4, Prince Archie, 3, and Princess Lilibet, age 22 months, and he has a differing bond with each of the young royals. The monarch has spoken of his pride in his youngest relatives. However, despite his clear love for each of them, it appears that his bond with each of the young royals differs greatly, the Mirror reports. Charles, of course, spends more time with Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, who all reside in the UK with the Prince and Princess of Wales, who are close to the king. Meanwhile, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, who live in California, has less opportunity to bond with their grandfather, even more so following the frosty relationship with his son, Prince Harry, and daughter-in-law, Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle unlikely to return to Britain ever again. Prince George. There's no doubt that Prince George holds a special place in Charles' heart as the monarch's oldest grandchild. When George was born in July 2013, the king spoke of how overjoyed he was to have become a grandfather. At the time, he explained, "Grandparenthood is a unique moment in anyone's life, as countless kind people have told me in recent months, so I am enormously proud and happy to be a grandfather for the first time." In a tribute to his eldest grandson at the time of his birth, Charles built an arboretum and planted trees at Balmoral in his name, calling it Prince George's Wood. However, in 2015, it was reported by the Daily Mail that Charles had become increasingly perplexed about the peripheral role he felt he played in the life of George. And several years later, William spoke in a documentary to mark his father's 70th birthday, where he revealed his wish for his children to spend more time with their granddad. William said, "I would like him to have more time with the children. To, play around with the grandchildren. When Hess there, Hess brilliant, but we need him there as much as possible." However, over the years, relations between Charles and his eldest grandson have reportedly improved, aided by Kate in persuading Charles to visit their Norfolk home in Anner Hall in the summer of 2020. In doing so, it was reported that the monarch was able to give his grandson George a 7th birthday present in person. Now, the young royal has been handed a vital role in King Charles' coronation. He will be one of his pages of honor. George and 7 other boys named pages of honor will attend their majesties, the King and Queen, during the coronation service. Princess Charlotte is Charles' second oldest grandchild and his first granddaughter, with her name paying a direct tribute to her grandfather. In May 2015, Charles, who was the then Prince of Wales, was on a visit to his model town, Pondbury in Dorset, a few days after Charlotte's birth. He told well-wishers he had really been hoping for a girl, and described her as beautiful, adding, "I am thrilled. I was hoping for a granddaughter, someone to look after me when I am very old." Now, it seems Charlotte has firmly been in Charles' plans for the future, according to a new book, after he is claimed to have reserved one of the grandest royal titles. Royal author Robert Jobson writes in Our King Charles III, the man and the monarch, that Charlotte is in line to become the future Duchess of Edinburgh. Mr. Jobson writes, sensitive to the fact that 9-year-old Prince George's future is already mapped out, Charles has been careful to reserve one of the grandest titles for Princess Charlotte, currently called Lottie by her mother and Mignonette, French for cute little thing, by her father. Although the king has made his brother Edward the new Duke of Edinburgh, the title is only for life. After Edward dies, Charles has made it clear Charlotte, now aged 7, should become Duchess of Edinburgh. Prince Louis, Charles' third grandchild who turns 5 on Sunday, clearly has a special bond with his grandfather the King. The first glimpse of their close relationship came in 2020 on Louis' second birthday when Charles marked the day by releasing a touching photo of him hugging the then toddler. But it was at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations when the heartwarming granddad-grandson relationship was clear to see. Sweet photos from the Jubilee pageant at Buckingham Palace depicted a restless Louis asking to sit on his grandfather's knee, while Charles bounced the youngster up and down. Don't miss. Confident Princess Charlotte tipped for coronation role. Latest, Charles Spencer shares photo of Dad John and has Prince George's twin. Reveal, Prince Louis wears older brother George's hand-me-down clothes. Insight, Prince Archie. When the King's youngest grandson was born in May 2019, Charles said he couldn't be more delighted. The King's former Clarence House Instagram account shared a touching photo of Charles proudly gazing at Prince Archie when the young royal was christened. However, as Prince Harry and Meghan decided to step back as working royals and relocated to California, the King has spent little time with his grandson. Their last meeting was last year, when Archie came to the UK with his parents during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. But, with the historic coronation in a couple of weeks, Archie will not be in attendance, and will instead be staying at home in the US with Meghan, and his little sister, Princess Lilibet. Archie's 4th birthday falls on the same day as the coronation, giving the Meghan and her children the opportunity to celebrate the day together at home. Charles was said to be open to the suggestion that he should make a gracious nod to his grandson by raising a glass at a post-procession coronation lunch. However, it's been claimed this is no longer being considered as neither of the Sussexes will be attending the lunch, with Harry set to jet back to the States after the coronation ceremony. Princess Lilibet, the grandchild that Charles has seemingly spent the least amount of time with, is his youngest. Princess Lilibet, at just 22 months old, the youngest royal appears to have only met the monarch once, when she came to the UK with her parents and brother Archie last year. At that time, she was rapidly approaching her first birthday and it was her first visit to the country, having been born in California. Speaking about this meeting, a source said, the then Prince, of course, hasn't seen his grandson Archie for a bit of time, and so it was very, very, very special to have some time with him. He hadn't met Lily, his granddaughter, and so to meet her was very emotional, a very, very wonderful thing. Unfortunately, Charles did not attend Lilibet's christening earlier this year as it took place at Harry and Meghan's home in California. However, it did emerge that both Lilibet and Archie would now be known as Princess and Prince, titles they are now entitled to given their grandfather is king.